Eagle Eyes, Jake here.
Hey guys, have you seen the paper? There was an actual real-life ghost seen last night in the Egyptian theater. Everyone's talking about it. A lot of people saw it, including Mike Walker and Mr. and Mrs. Arnold. The police have been called. They may have to close the theater. Some people think it's the ghost of Niagara Tumble, a woman who threw herself off the balcony there over 50 years ago. It's creepy. I'm going to go down to the theater right now. Maybe I'll see a glimpse of the ghost too. See ya!
Wow! Look at all these people in line for the matinee. Nicola, where were you when the ghost appeared in the theater last night? What did you see?
I was in the projection room at the back of the theater. I didn't see it. You can't see anything out of that little window except the screen. But people said it was up in the air, up above the balcony railing. When I heard everybody shouting, I shut down the projector, turned on the lights, and went out to see what was the matter. I ran into Mr. Starr, the theater owner, in the hallway. Then we helped people leave the theater. Boy, were they scared. Our business has been bad this year, and I thought for sure the theater would have to close because nobody would want to come to a place that was haunted. I'd be out of a job. But look at all these people here today. I'm convinced the ghost is real. When I was growing up here in Richview, we all heard the legend of Niagara Tumble. She's back.
Why are all of you people standing in line? Is the movie really great?
Movie? Who cares about the movie? We're here to see the ghost. It's the chance of a lifetime.
Yeah, Bobby and I want to see if Alex is going to lose his cool when the lady appears.
Yeah, sure. I've already seen a ghost. Cheryl and I saw one when we were smaller back in Ohio. It was big and green and oozed glowing blood. Honest.
Oh, right, Alex. That was our dad. He dresses up to the max on Halloween. He's really into it.
I talked with Nicola Hamble. She swears it was the spitting image of Niagara Tumble, the beautiful and tragic actress. She was floating like a cloud in mid-air.
Mike Walker said that too. She was real mist-like and spooky. She waved her arms around.
Then Miss Polaria started to scream, and Mike Walker ran like a scared chicken, just like Alex will.
Mr. Arnold said everyone ran pretty quick, but I don't believe in ghosts. I think Mr. Starr had one of his actor friends all dressed up.
But the paper said everyone saw the ghost was floating in midair, and you could see right through it.
It was a woman dressed up like they did in that Civil War movie. Real beautiful if you like ghosts. I can't wait to see her.
Jake, aren't you getting in line? Everyone else is. You can get in line with me if you want.
No thanks, Nancy. We're going to keep investigating until we get to the bottom of this.
Hey kids, get your ecto-spec glasses here. Only $5. Guaranteed to help you see the ghost of Niagara Tumble in all her blood-curdling glory. I was in the audience last night. I saw the ghastly apparition of Niagara Tumble myself. I think she was trying to warn us of something. She'll be back tonight. Are you too sure you don't want a pair of ecto specs? Highest quality, guaranteed results. Here, look a pair over. Don't want to miss the vision of a lifetime, do ya?
Hey, what are you doing back here? This area is for employees only. I have to ask you to leave now.
Mr. Starr, we wanted to ask some questions about the ghost.
I've got a theater full of customers to take care of right now. I don't have time for interviews.
Can we go up the stairs into the balcony to see where the ghost appeared?
No, you cannot. I've roped off the stairs and the door beyond those curtains has been locked for 7 years. Only I have the key. See the sign hanging there? The fire department closed the balcony. It's unsafe. Nobody's been up there for years.
nobody here but Mrs. Garcia.
Hello, Jake. I'm surprised you two aren't over at the Egyptian Theater. By the look of this place, it seems that everyone else in town is.
We're looking for information about the ghost.
Of course. The Eagle Eye Detective Agency could never resist a mystery like this. Have fun.
The dictionary says that the word ectoplasm is used to describe the stuff that ghosts are supposedly made of. A matinee usually means a movie or play held in the afternoon or during the day. It's a French word. There's a story in this morning's paper about the ghost in the Egyptian theater. It says that Mr. and Mrs. Arnold, Mike Walker, Miss Polaria, and Ms. Case all saw the apparition of a woman. Mr. Starr told the newspaper he had seen the ghost before, when he was fixing up the theater years ago. He never told anyone because he thought it would be bad for business. The article says that the police think the ghost is a hoax, which means they think it's fake, but they have no clues to prove their theory. It sounds like Police Chief Barnes and Fire Chief Wu are talking about closing the theater.
It's just that I'm worried someone will hurt themselves if there's another panic in the theater.
But Chief, the Egyptian theater obeys all the safety rules. It should be safe in any emergency, and we can't shut it down to protect people from something that doesn't exist.
Hi, kids. What can we do for you?
We have a few questions about the ghost in the Egyptian theater.
We are investigating the ghost. That is all I will say at this time. On the advice of Fire Chief Wu, I'll allow the theater to stay open.
I personally inspected the Egyptian theater only a few months ago, from top to bottom. It is being run in a safe manner. Mr. Starr no longer seats any patrons in the balcony. I brought the inspection report with me today. You can look at it if you want.
Hey Mike, you hear about the ghost at the Egyptian theater?
It was weird. I was the first one to see her, standing in midair just past the balcony. Mr. King was one row in front of me, and he saw her too. It was like she was made out of mist. You could see right through her. She was in a big dress and she moved her arms and her head. She was very pretty, like an actress. I jumped up and pointed at her. People started yelling and the lady faded away. The lights came on and people were running around everywhere. I even heard footsteps on the balcony. I'll never forget it as long as I live. Pretty soon Nicola Hamble and Mr. Starr were moving everyone out of the theater. A reporter from the paper showed up and I talked to her. They never did let us see the end of the movie.
Listen, I think Ms. Case and Mr. Grimes are already talking about the ghost.
So you two are investigating the ghost sighting? I was in the theater, and I saw the ghost myself. I must say it gave me quite a shock. I can't believe it was real, but it was awfully real looking. It certainly has attracted a lot of attention.
Hello, Mr. Grimes. Were you talking about the ghost?
Actually, Angela and I were just talking about Jackie King. He comes through town a couple of times every year, and every time he's got a new scheme cooked up to make money. On this trip through Richview, Jackie King tried to sell me a mist machine from my novelty store. I thought about doing a witch's brew display with the mist coming out of a big black pot, but the mist was too faint to look good. You couldn't really see it very well, so I turned him down.
It's strange, though. How did Jackie King have those ghost-watching glasses printed and ready to sell the day after the ghost appeared? When I printed the new hotel brochures last year, it took several days for the printer to finish them.
Sounds like Jackie King may have known the ghost was coming even before she arrived. I smell something strange in the air. Of course, this is Professor Krank's lab. Something strange is always going on here.
Hello, kids. Don't stand too close to those test tubes. That's my newest itch spray.
A spray to stop itching? That would be a great invention.
No, no, no! You spray it and in seconds your guests are itching to leave. It's harmless and it stops working after 2 minutes. It should be a big seller. It's great fun to watch someone try to sketch in 47 places at once.
Yeah. Professor Krank, we were wondering if you knew anything about the ghost in the Egyptian theater.
I don't think ghosts exist. From what I read in the paper, I think that someone used a device to make an image of a woman appear. It's not hard to do, especially in a dark place like a theater. They do it often for spooky stage plays. If you make a cloud of water with a humidifier and then shine a projector into it, you can create a vision floating in midair. Of course, all the equipment is heavy and hard to move, and it takes time to set up an effect like that. I have a projector around here someplace, and a humidifier too. If you want to see them, go ahead. I must get back to my work.
The ghost of Niagara Tumble is a legend from long ago in Richview, so maybe we can learn something at the Historical Society. And Mrs. Arnold, the curator, was at the theater last night when the ghost appeared.
Hello, children. Have you heard? A ghostly figure appeared last night at the Egyptian theater, and Mr. Arnold and I saw it. Didn't we, dear?
It was almost right over our heads. I'm far-sighted, so we always sit near the back. It was most odd, all misty and swirling.
Imagine, we were so close to someone from the distant past. It was very exciting.
First I heard a noise, so I looked up, but couldn't see anything. Then it grew cold and clammy. A ghostly mist came down over us.
Then a young boy stood up and pointed. So we both looked up, and there she was. She flickered like a movie and moved her arms and tried to speak.
Well, then somebody screamed. It darn near stopped my heart. The ghost lady faded away, and then somebody turned off the movie and turned on the lights.
Later, someone told us the ghost was of a woman who jumped from the balcony when the theater was new. That is nonsense, of course. Her hairstyle wasn't anything like what they wore back then, when I was a little girl.
I think we're ready to solve this mystery. Select the 4 clues you think best lead us to the solution. Those clues are hauntingly clear. If you think the ghost is real, point her out. If you think the ghost is a hoax, point out the person who you think made the cinema creepy. Yes! Mr. Starr made the ghost appear in his theater, and you can explain how. Let's check the evidence. Leave it to Professor Krank to know how to make a realistic-looking ghost. He told us it could be done with a projector and something like a humidifier to make a cloud of mist. Mr. and Mrs. Arnold were seated right underneath the spot in which the ghost appeared. When they said they felt a cold mist come down on them just before it appeared, we knew that someone was using the professor's method to create the ghostly image. But who? By order of Fire Chief Wu, the balcony had been closed. The inspection report said that the balcony itself was sturdy, but the staircase leading up to it was too narrow to be safe. The staircase was roped off to prevent anyone from wandering up it, and the door to the balcony was locked. Only Mr. Starr had a key. Eyewitness Mike Walker said that right after the ghost faded away, he heard footsteps on the balcony. It could only have been Mr. Starr. Nicola Hamble met him in the hallway when she ran from the projection room. Mr. Starr told us that no one had been up to the balcony in 7 years. He said it was unsafe up there. But Fire Chief Wu said that the balcony was safe. The stairs were just too narrow. Mr. Starr didn't want anyone going up to look at the balcony because he still had the big projector and mist machine set up. The equipment was too big and complicated to take down between the ghost sightings.